Right now, as you're listening to this, microscopic plastic fragments are flowing through your bloodstream. They're in your lungs, your brain, even your unborn children. This isn't science fiction. This is your body now. We've become unwitting participants in the largest biological experiment in human history. Every breath contains plastic. Every sip of water. Every bite of food. We are no longer entirely human. We are human plastic hybrids. Here's the shocking truth: you consume about 5 grams of plastic every week. That's the weight of a credit card. Imagine sitting down to dinner and eating a Visa card. Now imagine doing that every week for your entire life. By the time you're 70, you'll have consumed roughly 18 kilograms of plastic. That's the weight of a small dog, living inside your body. But here's what's terrifying: unlike food, plastic doesn't leave. It accumulates. Forever. You might think you're safe. You recycle. You use metal water bottles. You avoid obviously plastic items. But plastic is the ultimate shapeshifter. Your eco-friendly bamboo toothbrush? The bristles are plastic. That organic cotton t-shirt? The thread is synthetic. Your morning coffee? The paper cup is lined with plastic. Even the air in your home is thick with plastic dust from synthetic carpets, furniture, and clothing. In 2022, researchers led by Dick Vedhack made a breakthrough discovery. In a study published in Environment International, they found plastic particles in the blood of 17 out of 22 healthy adults. That's 77% of participants. Our study is the first indication that we have polymer particles in our blood, Vedhack said. It's a breakthrough result. Alice Horton, a scientist studying anthropogenic pollution, said the study, unequivocally, proved there were microplastics in blood. This study contributes to the evidence that plastic particles have not just pervaded throughout the environment, but are pervading our bodies too. These particles are small enough to penetrate the most protected parts of our bodies, including the blood-brain barrier. If plastic can enter brain cells, what's it doing to our thoughts? Our memories? Our very consciousness? The contamination starts before birth. In 2021, Italian researchers led by Antonio Ragusa published the first study finding microplastics in human placentas. They examined 6 placentas from healthy women and found plastic particles in 4 of them. By 2024, the situation had worsened dramatically. Professor Matthew Campen at the University of New Mexico tested 62 placental samples and found microplastics in every single one, 100% contamination. If we are seeing effects on placentas, then all mammalian life on this planet could be impacted, Campen said. That's not good. A separate study in Hawaii analyzed 30 placentas donated between 2006 and 2021 and found plastic contamination had increased significantly over time. Dr. Loren Lee, who led the research, is now investigating whether microplastics can pierce the protection of the placenta and enter the fetus before birth. For the first time in human history, children are being born pre-contaminated with plastic. We're literally building the next generation from polluted materials. The contamination comes from everywhere. Every time we wash synthetic clothing, we release hundreds of thousands of plastic fibers into the water system. A single load of laundry can release over 700,000 plastic fibers. The plastic we threw away decades ago has now returned to our dinner plates through the food chain. Fish stomachs are full of plastic particles, and we're eating those fish. When our immune system encounters these foreign particles, it launches an attack. But plastic is indestructible, so the immune system keeps fighting, creating chronic inflammation. Dr. Nyenka Vryzkup, whose lab experiments show how immune cells interact with microplastics, explains, if the microplastics are not clean, the immune cells engulf the particle and die faster because of it. More immune cells then rush in. This marks the start of an immune response that could trigger strong inflammatory reactions. This constant internal battle may be linked to the rise in autoimmune diseases, cancer, and neurological conditions. Our bodies are literally at war with themselves. The impact on reproduction is equally alarming. Sperm counts have dropped 50% since 1973. Fertility rates are plummeting worldwide. Researchers are finding plastic particles in reproductive tissues, and these chemicals disrupt hormones and interfere with egg and sperm development. Plastic isn't just changing our bodies, it's threatening our ability to reproduce. You might think you can escape by going remote. But researchers have found microplastics in Antarctic ice cores, in rainfall on Mount Everest, and in the deepest ocean trenches. There is nowhere on Earth untouched by plastic pollution. We've created a planet-wide contamination that will persist for thousands of years. Professor Matthew Campion's growing research suggests the increasing concentration of microplastics in human tissue could explain puzzling increases in some health problems, including inflammatory bowel disease, colon cancer in people under 50, and declining sperm counts. But here's where the story takes a turn. Scientists are developing plastic-eating bacteria. Engineers are creating truly biodegradable alternatives. Activists are demanding corporate accountability. And individuals are making choices. Glass containers. Natural fibers. Filtered water. We stand at a crossroads. We can accept this plastic future, or we can fight for something better. Every purchase is a vote. Every choice matters. Every voice counts. When you reach for that plastic water bottle, you're voting for a world where convenience trumps health. When you choose glass instead, you're voting for a different future. When you buy synthetic clothing, you're funding the microplastic factories in your washing machine. When you select natural fibers, you're investing in a cleaner tomorrow. The question isn't whether we can eliminate plastic entirely, it's whether we'll choose to try. Right now, industries are watching. They're analyzing consumer behavior, tracking purchasing patterns, measuring demand. Every time you make a conscious choice away from plastic, you're sending a signal that ripples through boardrooms and manufacturing decisions. You're telling them that human health matters more than profit margins. Because the alternative is becoming more plastic than human. And that's a future none of us signed up for. Think about it. We're the first generation in human history to have synthetic materials flowing through our veins. We're the first to pass plastic contamination to our children before they're even born. We're pioneers in a biological experiment that no one consented to join. Our ancestors worried about lead pipes and asbestos insulation. We're dealing with something far more insidious, a contamination so complete that it's literally rewriting our biology. Every day we wait, every choice we postpone, every convenient option we choose over the healthier alternative, we're deepening this contamination. Check your water bottle. Look at your clothes. Open your food containers. How much plastic touched your life today? Walk through your morning routine. Your toothbrush, plastic. Your shampoo bottle, plastic. Your coffee cup lid, plastic. Your lunch container, plastic. Your phone case, plastic. Count them. Really count them. You'll be shocked at how many plastic items you interact with before noon. Now look at your clothes. That comfortable athletic wear? Polyester. That cozy fleece? Synthetic. That stretchy underwear? Spandex. Every time you wear these items, microscopic fibers are sloughing off into your environment, into your lungs, into your home. Open your refrigerator. Yogurt containers, milk jugs, produce bags, cheese wrappers, condiment bottles. Your food is swimming in plastic packaging. And with every meal, you're not just eating the food, you're consuming the invisible plastic particles that have migrated from the packaging. Now imagine cutting that in half. Then in half again. Picture your life with 50% less plastic contact. Maybe you use a metal water bottle instead of buying plastic ones. Maybe you shop at farmers markets with reusable bags. Maybe you cook more fresh food instead of packaged meals. Already, you've dramatically reduced your daily plastic exposure. Now cut that in half again. Choose natural fiber clothing. Use glass storage containers. Buy milk in glass bottles. Shop at stores that offer bulk goods you can put in your own containers. Filter your water instead of buying it bottled. Use wooden or bamboo kitchen utensils. This isn't about perfection, it's about progress. Every small change compounds. Every plastic item you replace is one less source of contamination entering your body. Every conscious choice is a step toward reclaiming your biological integrity. The body you save might be your own. But it's not just about you. It's about your children, your grandchildren, your community. It's about the collective health of our species. When you reduce your plastic consumption, you're not just protecting your own bloodstream, you're reducing the demand that drives plastic production. You're voting for cleaner air, cleaner water, cleaner soil for everyone. You're also protecting the people who work in plastic manufacturing facilities, who breathe these particles daily. You're protecting the communities near plastic production plants, who suffer disproportionately from plastic pollution. You're protecting marine life that mistakes plastic for food, and the ecosystems that depend on healthy oceans. The plastic crisis isn't just about pollution, it's about what it means to be human in an age of permanent contamination. What we do next will determine whether future generations inherit a world worth living in. This moment in history will be remembered as a turning point. Future generations will look back and ask, what did they do when they discovered plastic was literally inside their bodies? Did they change course, or did they continue on the path of convenience over health? We're writing that answer right now. Every day, every choice, every purchase. We're deciding whether we'll be remembered as the generation that recognized the crisis and acted, or the generation that knew the truth and chose comfort over change. The science is clear. The contamination is real. The choice is ours. We can choose to be the generation that said, enough. The generation that prioritized health over convenience. The generation that chose to be more human than plastic. Or we can continue down this path, becoming walking monuments to the triumph of synthetic materials over biological integrity. The choice is yours. The time is now. The future is watching. If this breakdown of the plastic inside us opened your eyes, hit that like button and subscribe for more deep dives into the hidden science of everyday life. And here's a question for the comments. What's the one plastic item you've already stopped using, or wish the world would stop producing? Until next time, breathe deep, and maybe wear cotton.